Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to speak today on House Resolution 741, declaring March 14th as Brain Injury Awareness Day and March as Brain Injury Awareness Month. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to say these few words about a condition that is increasingly affecting Pennsylvanians of all age, brain injury. From a professional athlete getting knocked around on a football or soccer field, to a young child fighting a high fever, to an adolescent falling off a bicycle, or someone of any age suffering a stroke. The injuries suffered from these situations can have lifelong and life-altering consequences. Brain injury kills brain cells and disrupts neural pathways that can affect the way a person thinks, feels, or acts. It also is the leading cause of disability and of death from birth through age 40. An estimated 3.5 million children and adults sustain an acquired brain injury, or an ABI, each year, and more than 12 million Americans are currently living with an ABI. That's on top of the nearly 2.5 million children and adults who suffer traumatic brain injuries, or TBI, in the United States each year, and approximately 5.5 million Americans currently living with TBI-related disabilities. The Brain Injury Association of Pennsylvania states that 2,223 Pennsylvanians die each year from brain-related injury. More than 10,000 people are hospitalized each year, with more than 8,600 suffering long-term or lifetime disability. And more than 245,000 state residents currently live with a brain injury. One of the most frustrating parts about acquired or traumatic brain injury is that we just don't know what the effects are until sometime later. They can be hours, days, or even years later. We know that a lot of increasing attention has been paid to athletes of all ages, but traumatic brain injury is one of the most common injuries suffered by our military troops. Every one of our families has the potential to suffer brain injury, and it can be frightening. That's why it is so important to raise awareness. Raising awareness about acquired or traumatic brain injury can help prevent brain injuries by encouraging people to protect themselves with helmets, or by knowing what to do when brain injury occurs. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to seek medical treatment right away. Don't wait. Without prompt and proper treatment of brain injuries, symptoms easily can be missed. A person can be underdiagnosed or misdiagnosed. This results sometimes in even greater injury. We're very fortunate that here in Pennsylvania, we have a number of leading research centers and dedicated organizations. They are devoted to brain injury. They work every day on research and to find ways to lessen the impact of brain injury, or to look for ways for physicians, trainers, and other healthcare workers to determine the sometimes very subtle symptoms of brain injury. Since awareness is critical to more positive outcomes in cases with traumatic brain injury, I have introduced House Resolution 741 to recognize March of this 2018 as Brain Injury Awareness Month in Pennsylvania. But I'm also calling on all of you for your help as well. Raise awareness with your families, your friends, your loved ones. Let them know how serious traumatic brain injury is, and take steps every day to protect yourself. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.